When Dr. King Fred Matiang'i traveled to Bondo, the only governor who was present, it is Governor Amos Nyaribo for Nyamira County. When the entire Gusii region, including Simbarati, most of the leaders traveled to State House, the only top leader who was not there, it was Amos Nyaribo. Speakers were there. Some leaders were there. The governor of Kisii County was present. But Amos Nyaribo did not go to State House. I don't believe in coincidences in politics that when Amos Nyaribo accompanies Dr. King Fred Matiang'i to Bondo, then he gets raided by the EACC. I don't believe in such kind of coincidences. So when I heard the report that he has been raided, I did not get surprised as such, but I told myself, let me take time and listen to the EACC official on what he had to say in relation to the raiding of Amos Nyaribo's offices and of course homes. And that is what I want to take you through here, that the reasons as to why Amos Nyaribo was raided by the EACC team. But before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, please take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Without much wasting of time, allow me to dive into this topic here today. Ladies and gentlemen, why was Amos Nyaribo really raided by the EACC? First, it could be genuine that Amos Nyaribo indeed has engaged on some corruption activities which can attract the attention of the people of the EACC. Recently, he has had some impeachments being tried on him. Fortunately, all these impeachments have not been going through. So therefore, we cannot rule out that there could be any allegation against Amos Nyaribo. That could be true to some extent. So we cannot assume that Amos Nyaribo is not a corrupt leader. Probably it could be possible. We cannot assume that he is not corrupt. Most of these governors, they engage in unscrupulous methods of getting wealth, which can put them in trouble. We have seen some of them after office even being raided, including that one of Kakamega, the former governor for Kakamega, Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. Therefore, Amos Nyaribo being a governor, who probably has the same thinking of getting rich, wealthy in each and every day, he can also be in a scenario where he has engaged in unlawful ways of acquiring money or maybe wealth. So therefore, the raid could have been genuine. That is number one. Number two, the relationship between Dr. King Fred Matiang'i and Amos Nyaribo was behind the raid. There are facts we need to have here. Matiang'i started a party back in 2022 because Matiang'i actually was to vie for president. But they decided that let him step down for Raila Amolo Odinga. They unanimously agreed between him, Uhuru Kenyatta, and Raila Amolo Odinga that let Raila Amolo Odinga be the front runner, be the flag bearer. So Matiang'i had a party by the name United Progressive Alliance, UPA. You know, by then Matiang'i was actually in office as a minister, cabinet secretary for interior. So he could not be a party leader. So the party was given to Amos Nyaribo to be the party leader in the meantime. After 2022, Nyaribo remained with the party and he has been leading it until today. So they have a strong relationship. There's a strong relationship between Matiang'i and Amos Nyaribo. That one is very clear. So if there's a governor who is close to Matiang'i, it is Nyaribo. First, he's his governor of Nyamira. Second, he's leading the party that Matiang'i literally gave him. So as we speak today, William Ruto knows very well that if there's an ally of Matiang'i who can even at some point fund his campaign in Gusii region, it is Amos Nyaribo. And the best thing that can be done is to ensure that they destroy the allies of Dr. King Fred Matiang'i, to some extent to cripple Matiang'i. It is also a way to scare them, intimidate them, and to instill fear in most of them so that they cannot be free to work with Dr. King Fred Matiang'i, including people like Onyonka, the senator of Nyamira. They will all make moves to support Matiang'i, but the government will ensure they also come up with ways in which they can be able to tame some of these people. So So one of the motive of the raid was to simply intimidate Amos Nyaribo, especially because of his relationship with Dr. Fred Matiang'i. Another reason it is failure for him also to join the other team to State House. Once you don't dance to the tune of two-term, you fall in the wrong hands, you fall in the wrong team. So in a nutshell, such kind of raids on such kind of people, they are normal. Most leaders have come to Nyamira and they have warned them. And some of them are close to government. So when such warnings come, you can tell what is expected, a raid by the EACC. It happened before with George Natembeya. Now it has happened with Amos Nyaribo. Another reason as to why Amos Nyaribo was literally raided by the EACC team is to test waters. The government is testing waters. That what happens in the Gusii region if one of their own is literally attacked to some extent by the government. They will gauge the reaction online, the reaction of Matiang'i, leaders behind Matiang'i, and many other people within the Gusii region, and then the government will make a conclusion. What are they testing waters for? There's a likelihood now they might be going for Dr. Fred Matiang'i. So the fact remains that once they touch Nyaribo, then they could be able to some extent gauge the extent to which the Gusii leaders can be able to stretch in relation to defending one of their own. So therefore, Matiang'i, as we speak today, must be very careful. These people might now come for him. When they go for someone like Amos Nyaribo, they are simply sending some signals that we are coming for you. We don't care now. Especially if everything just plays low, the Gusii region, no demonstration, no talking, they are likely to deal with Dr. Fred Matiang'i the same way. I don't know what is your take, but in the comment section, feel free to share with me on what you think as far as the raid for Amos Nyaribo is concerned. My name is Abel Mugwa. Thank you so much for watching my videos.
Baada ya saa chache maafisa hao walitoka na ushahidi waliokusanya kutoka kwa nyumba hiyo ya gavana, ikiwemo nyaraka chache na sanduku la kuhifadhi vitu vya thamana, ushahidi ambao sasa ulikuwa chini ya uangalizi wa EACC. Operesheni hiyo inadaiwa kuibuka kutokana na utoaji wa kandarasi kwa njia isiyo halali ya thamani ya shilingi 382 kwa ajili ya ujenzi wa ofisi za serikali ya county. Kandarasi iliyotolewa kwa Spentech Engineering Limited ambayo inadaiwa kulipwa zaidi ya kazi iliyotekelezwa. Aidha, EACC inachunguza madai kwamba gavana Amos Nyaribo alijilipa kiasi cha shilingi milioni 18 kwa njia isiyo halali, ikiwa ni pamoja na shilingi milioni 5 kama malipo ya ihari na shilingi milioni 13 kwa marupurupu ya nyumba. Mbali na gavana, msako unaendelea dhidi ya maafisa wengine wa county wanaotajwa kuwa watu muhimu katika uchunguzi huu, wakiwemo Lamek Machuki Nyariki, mkurugenzi nyumba na mipango ya makazi; Peris Mose, mkurugenzi barabara, awali alikuwa mkuu wa ununuzi; Asbeth Maobe, afisa mkuu wa fedha; Josephat Oruru, afisa mkuu barabara na uchukuzi wa umma. Misako hiyo ilikuwa ikiendeshwa kwa wakati mmoja kwenye ofisi na makazi ya gavana huyo katika kaunti ya Nyamira, Kisii na Nairobi,